Half-truths reveal themselves like figures emerging from a foggy street, but mysteries still abound in the alleys and skylanes of Coruscant. Welcome to Coruscant Nights. So, I'm gonna just go ahead and give you a plot twist by flipping my dark side point over. Because as you were talking about going down to try and find Thassa, an Ishitib walks in with a droid behind him and a Trandoshan, and they are looking around. They're looking for someone.
Hey, don't look, but I think I found him. He's right over there.
I'm going to turn around very slowly.
Itachi turns and looks, like, oh shoot, I gotta get back to work. Runs away.
So, how do you want to play it?
You turn around slowly, and you see the Ishitib just pointing to a table, like, yeah, we're gonna sit here. And the three of them sit down. A waiter comes up and starts taking an order.
So what do you think, Saul? You play good cop, I play bad cop?
That sounds fine to me. It's easier to play the good cop, to be honest.
Did you see that? That's one of your skills, by the way.
I did. Let me just
Alright.
read that so I know what I can do. So, basically, if he's being the bad cop, I can spend my advantages to help you be the bad cop.
Oh, really? I was just playing on the fact that big guy being good cop, little guy being the bad cop. I didn't know you had skills on that.
Oh, and I also have a good cop one, so I can be good cop, and if I have advantages, I can pass those on to you as bad cop.
Yeah, so Doug, if you do a deception or coercion and you get 2 advantages, you get to upgrade the ability of an ally's subsequent social check. So
Nice.
I'll be the good cop. All right, I'll take it away.
Alright, Saul. After you.
Saul strolls up, drink in hand, to this table and slams his drink heartily down on the table that these 3 folks are sitting at.
I thought you were being the good cop.
And so, yeah, I am being the good cop.
Okay.
He's slamming him down kind of jovially, like he's like playing up like he's had a drink or 2.
Okay. The Ishitib looks up at you.
Well,
Can I help you?
look who it is. If it isn't Thassa, I believe. How are you today? What bring...
You notice the droid and the Trandoshan kind of look at each other. Doing fine. And yourself? Do I know you? How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing well. You know, you keep us pretty busy up at the security force, you know.
Oh.
We know all about you.
Okay. All right. Do ya?
Well, we
why don't you have a seat? Let's have a talk. I'm meeting somebody here, so you're gonna have to be quick.
you know, I prefer to stand, to be honest.
Okay. Well, what can I do for you?
Well, what do you think, Mannis? Would you like to take a seat?
Mannis leans over the table and just looks the guy in the eye. So, I'm going to give you 1 chance to answer our questions. And then, I'm going to flip this table over and make a mess of your droid. So, what do you know about the ambassador?
The ambassador.
You saw her yesterday.
I'm supposed to meet the ambassador here.
Now, which ambassador are you referring to, if you don't mind us asking?
You know, that's my business, not yours. So,
Well, we're making it our business.
I would like one of you to roll on your good cop, bad cop scheme.
I guess let me roll good, and then if I do well, it'll assist your bad.
So you're probably trying to charm him.
Yeah, let me just take a look here. Charm or negotiate?
Okay.
I...
I feel like the intoxicated act is a charm act.
Sure, you're right. Okay, so what's the difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be a purple and a red.
Oh boy. Saul says, my friend here did say he was only going to give 1 chance, and, you know, I think it would be in your best interest to just do as he says. And I got 2 success with a threat and no advantages, so I don't help you, unfortunately, with your bad cop. But I was successful.
Okay, so you got 2 success. So basically, Thassa is seeing you as a potential contact in the Republic Security Force. He likes to make connections. Maybe you're going to be his next connection. All right, I can see that you're kind of putting on an act here a little bit, but because you got a threat, right?
Yep.
You just started your drinks. Why don't you two have a seat, and we can talk like civilized people.
Mannis just looks at him. I'm glad you see it my way. I'd hate to mess that droid up.
The droid looks at you. It is clearly an assassin droid.
Oh, Mannis didn't want to pick the Trandoshan. They're known to rip people's arms off.
Yeah. And you two have a seat across from Thassa Ver. All right. The ambassador was the Mune ambassador. Sul, I think. Yeah, that's your name, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a coincidence.
That's quite a coincidence. All right. Yeah, Aria Sul. She came to me because her last contact fell through. She needed somebody with connections. I got lots of connections. She was looking for people.
To do what?
She had this list. I don't know much about it. I don't know where she got it. But she was looking for the people on it.
That's when Mannis pulled out the piece of paper. Was it on a piece of paper like this?
Yeah, like old style. Yeah, that's part. Where's the rest of it?
Well, we were hoping maybe you could tell us that.
I don't know. Last time I saw her, she had the whole list.
Do you remember any other names on the list?
No. I mean, she wanted me to get her in contact with somebody who is good at finding people. I don't find people. I just, I'm a friendly guy. People like my face. I connect with people, and then I get those people to owe me money. Yeah, so somebody who could find people, and I got the contact for her. Is she coming?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Thassa, but the ambassador was murdered last night.
Wow, boy, that's a lot of credits she owed me. Well, that's too bad, I guess. I mean, you want to pay me some credits? I can put you in contact with the guy that I was going to put in contact with her.
Well, did you already set up the meet?
No, not yet, but I could set it up for tonight if we needed to.
Well, if you didn't set up the meet, then this person would not be a suspect. So there's no reason for us to meet with them.
Oh, you're looking for a murderer. Yeah, no, probably not a suspect. They had never met. Have you found the person that she was meeting with before she met with me? Maybe that's a suspect. I don't know.
And would you have any idea who that might be?
All I got is that it was a clone from Clone Intelligence.
That's something. Not too often you have a clone and an ambassador meeting privately.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, any idea what's the... I don't know. There were 12 names on the list. That's all handwritten, you know that. You've seen the list. This paper looks like more crinkled than it was. But anyway, I don't know. I assume all the people on the list had something in common, but who knows? They all meant something to her, at least. Or they meant something to someone.
Did she mention any other names?
I can't remember any other names. I mean, I think she had tracked down one other person. Sorta. I think she had almost tracked down one other person, but it kind of ended up being tricky.
How so?
Well, like the person didn't live in the place anymore, or wasn't there, or something like that.
And who was this?
I don't know. I think someone down in Gunga Town.
Not too easy to pick one out of.
It's a big town. Lots of people. Lots of food. Lots of work.
Yeah. So you're telling us that there's a list and there's 12 people on it, and this here name might have a connection to the other 11. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, probably. I mean, I would guess that.
And are you familiar with the name on this piece of paper?
He takes it from you. Mannis or Rain? No.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Not to me. You guys? He shows it to the two other guys. They shake their heads.
Yeah. He's a genius when it comes to mechanical stuff and can fix anything you need fixed.
Oh, yeah? I'm kind of a genius when it comes to mechanical stuff, too.
Yeah.
Does this guy need a job?
Oh, he's got plenty.
All right, fine. If you ever need a mechanical hand, come to Grabo's secondhand hands. We got you covered.
I've got enough. Believe me.
Yeah, you got more than enough. But if you ever lose one, better keep us in mind. Now, is there anything else we can do for you?
I don't think so.
You should probably go find that clone.
Yeah, possibly. But why would a clone want to kill an ambassador?
I don't know. Why does a clone do anything a clone does? It's all in their programming, right?
Because they're told to. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for the information. You keep your beak clean there, Thassa. All right? Because
Oh, what was your name?
My name?
Yeah.
My name is Brokey Bimber Snatch. And you don't forget it, 'cause I'll be back.
Brokey Bimber Snatch, Republic Security Force. We are gonna have a talk later. We're gonna be in touch. Yeah.
Here's my, why don't you take my number? Here you go. It's 555-376-1120. And ask for Brokey.
Brokey, you got it. All right. He pockets the card you gave him.
Mannis stands up and starts to walk away and then turns around and looks at him. One last question.
Yeah.
Does the name Hugo Damask mean anything to you?
Damask. Wasn't there was like a company, right?
Used to be.
Damask. There was the Damask Holdings. Mune stuff. Money stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I like money. So yeah, it would mean something to me if I could get some, but no. I don't know. I don't know that name.
The ambassador didn't mention this name?
No. Well, no, but why don't you have sit down again? I mean, she's not coming, so might as well sit for another second.
He sits back down.
Yeah. Thinking about it. I think she found the list on Munilist. Is that the Mune planet? I think that's where it is.
Yeah.
One of them.
I've been there.
Oh yeah, is it nice? Yeah, I think she found it there, but I don't know the full connection with that. Maybe that Damask guy. Yeah, that's all I remember though. 12 names. Found the list in an abandoned facility on Munilist. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your cooperation, citizen.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And then Mannis stands up, starts walking away, and nods at the droid as he leaves.
The droid nods back, and you make your way through the busy sports bar and out onto the busy street.
All right, Saul. Guess we have to go find this clone.
Where do we start?
Clone intelligence?
Central Intelligence, huh?
You gotta like kick your speeder to get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, clone intelligence.
Yeah.
Don't forget you have a lot of light side points.
Yeah.
Let's go to clone intelligence and see what they can tell us. By the way, if you ever want an upgrade on your speeder here, let me know. I can make it go a little more efficient, maybe a little faster.
Yeah, that'd be all right. This old thing's been on its last legs for a while now.
Oh, well, we fixed a lot of things like this.
You hop into the beige brick of a speeder and head off to the central processing station, where you happen to know that there is a small branch of clone intelligence. You walk into the central processing station. It is a very tall building. The front entryway has like a pair of giant fans, and there's a very old clone sitting there reading a hollow newspaper. You go through the door and head into the main area. There are a lot of desks with clones in like official uniforms. There's a long line of aliens waiting to be processed to become citizens of Coruscant. And there's a reception desk. Clone with short cropped black hair. Good evening. How may I be of service?
We understand that an ambassador from Munilist was in here yesterday. We need to speak to the clone that was working with her.
Ambassador from Munilist? I'm not sure I know quite what you're talking about.
Hey, Ambassador Aria Sul?
Aria Sul? I'm afraid she was talking to somebody from Clone Intelligence. I can't let you speak to them unless you've got proper clearances.
Oh, well, she is not with us anymore, and we're with public security forces, so I'm sure you could do your duty and answer our questions.
I think Saul's got an idea.
Okay.
So you're telling us that we can't talk with the Central Intelligence Agency of this department?
Do you have the proper clearance? Without the proper clearance, you can't.
Listen to me. We don't have the proper clearance. But can't you see that this man isn't grieving? He was very close.
I guess I could see that.
He was very close with the ambassador, and he just wants to know what happened.
All right. Well, do you want to roll deception?
Yes.
Mannis might be better at deception than Sul.
As Saul says that, Mannis puts his hands over his face and kind of starts to pretend to cry.
Shoulders are going up and down with false sobs.
What would be my difficulty?
Your difficulty, he's just a regular old minion clone, so your difficulty is 1 purple die.
Yay. Blanked on the purple dice. That's 3 successes and 2 advantages.
Oh, I'm sorry there, little guy. I didn't know you were so close with her. Let me call back, see if we can get somebody to speak with you.
Thank you. And he pulls out a little tissue and blows his nose.
The clone gets on a comlink, calls back, and another clone, that looks exactly the same, except with a slightly different hairstyle, comes up. You a friend of the ambassador?
Far more than that.
You should come back to our office. And he leads you back through the clone offices to a fairly nice office with a view out onto the city of Coruscant. Have a seat.
Thank you. I understand that you met with my lovely Aria, and you were one of the last ones to see her alive. Can you tell me what you guys discussed?
I'm afraid it wasn't me, but I was briefed on what was discussed. One of my soldiers, Claw, was the last person to meet with Aria. He was discovered in the basement of an old police station recently. He's not in great shape, but I do know what they were talking about. She had found a list, 12 names, at an abandoned facility on Munilis. She was looking for the people on that list, and she had tracked multiple people down to this section of Coruscant. She did not inform us of the importance of the people on the list, but we do what we can to help our ambassadors. He starts typing on his computer. We tracked down 2 people on the list, 2 of 12, but we weren't able to find one of them, it looks like, and the other one had not been checked on yet. The one we hadn't checked on was Mannis or Rain. I think he lives down in Gand Alley. The other one was a Gungan named Afka Runkles. And they tracked him, well, they looked for him, but his address didn't come up. Nobody was living there.
So she was looking for these people?
It would seem so.
Now, why would someone look for
What did
Mannis and Afkar Runkles? What do they have in common?
We were just helping her. It's her list, her business. But she came to us looking for help. And like I said, we like to help our politicians. Anything that might help out the peace.
She didn't tell you why she was looking for them?
She didn't tell me. She may have told Claw.
And could we speak to this Claw today, perhaps?
I could take you to him.
Let's head over and talk to Claw. And could you tell us what happened to him?
He's been a little incoherent since we found him. He'd been without food and water for a couple days. It seems he was left in a basement, tied up in an old prison cell. Used to belong to the police before they shut down. He says all this while he's leading you through some hallways, down a lift, into a barracks under this building. And you go into the bunks. They're all empty except for one. This is it's a lot darker than the floors above. And you approach the occupied bunk. You see a clone. He looks a little thinner than most of the other ones. And he appears to be sleeping. And as you approach, his eyes sort of flick open. Oh, hey, Captain. Who are these people? You see that he's hooked up to some kind of back to drip.
We have questions about your meeting with Ambassador.
Yeah.
From Unilist.
Is Aria okay?
I'm afraid not son. There's been an incident.
Oh, what happened?
Murder, I'm afraid. Last evening.
Oh, no. Oh, if I was out of this bed, I would find whoever did this.
Don't you worry. We're on the case.
Aria's a good woman.
Yeah, I agree. So, tell me about the list that she brought to you.
The list, 12 names. She had a theory.
Yeah?
I don't know. I didn't put much stock in it because, she thought they were all... Maybe they had some sort of connection to the Force.
Oh.
There was something strange about the place that she found that list. It was a weird facility.
Really?
Right.
Weird in what way?
It's like experiments had been happening. Unnatural stuff. It had also been abandoned for a long time.
And where did she find this?
She may have... I think she wrote it herself. I'm sure there were computers and data there, if they hadn't been destroyed.
Where did she find the warehouse?
I think it was on Munilist.
On an island, perhaps?
That sounds right.
Interesting. And what was she going to do with the names on this list?
Well, she wanted to find them. She wanted to help them.
How? What was she going to do for them?
Well, if they did have some sort of connection with the Force, she could bring them to the Jedi. I think it seemed like... we couldn't find the Gungan. It seemed like somebody else might have been looking for him.
Yeah. What was his name again?
The name was, Afka Runkles, if I believe.
Right, that was the Gungan. But we couldn't find him. I think... Have you heard of the Dims?
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're not just... You think it's just some kind of weird religion, but it goes deeper than that. I think it was them.
You think that the Dims were trying to stop
What?
the ambassador from making some Jedi connections? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think, they believe in their Force stuff. They may have been trying to stop her.
Well, it's a better lead than nothing, that's for sure.
Where are these Dims at?
I think they're everywhere. From what I hear, they're all walks of life. From the lowliest people down in the undercity to the highest echelons of society. But, you believe what you want to believe. Nobody really ever sees them or anything.
And what did she think the Jedi could do for him?
Well, it's the Force, right? Jedi, they're the good guys, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
If you say so.
I'll trust my generals.
Good for you. At that, Mannis looks a little uncomfortable and steps back from the clone.
The clone coughs. Well, I could really use my rest. This back is not gonna do it on its own.
Well, good job, kid. Stay out of closets. How about that? All right. Take care.
All right.
As they walk away,
Mm-hmm.
Mannis looks over at Sul. So, what are the Dims?
Well, they're kind of like cultists or something around here. They're no good. Not a lot of conventional crimes, but murders will pop up every once in a while. Not much of a trace of them. I've probably only seen a Dim 1 or 2 times, and that's when they're running away. Very hard to track. If only we had some way to find them. For someone who knew where they were.
They made a very quick and then quickly swept away news story a few days ago where a Jedi foiled a, quote, sacrifice, and there was a senator involved, and it was quickly swept under the rug. The senator was pardoned by the Supreme Chancellor himself, and it was all made to look like some big overreaction.
And does Saul knows about this?
Yeah.
There was just a story in the paper the other day. Didn't you see that about the Dims?
No. Sorry, we don't read the paper.
It's easy to miss.
Well, it's a big planet. There's a lot of news, that's for sure. What was the Jedi's name who was involved? Was it... Am I able to figure this out?
The Jedi's name was Desh Tavak, and if you want to try to find him, I would suggest making an easy computer check on Sul's datapad, since he's connected to his work network.
Okay. Easy.
And Mannis could just push in and say, hey, I know how to use computers better than you.
See if I
Not a lot.
fail. Oh, man. I can't figure this thing out. I know I got it on. It's on. Here. You see what you can do. Desh Tavak was his name.
All right. Okay. What's the difficulty?
Easy.
Oh, 2 successes.
It is very easy for you to figure out that Desh Tavak was sent on a diplomatic mission to Syria shortly after the Dims incident, like the day after.
Syria?
Yeah, where the Syrians, the Kiadi-Mundis, are from.
Yeah.
So he's off-world? Is that what we're reading?
Yep.
Not going to be much of a help.
Seems like he was very purposefully taken out of the picture.
All right. So, what do you know about the Dims?
Well, I know just about nothing that I don't hear and read and look at on these screens.
Sounds like our only lead is the Gungan.
The best one we got, but I think he said that last they checked he wasn't home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they... do you recall the name?
Afka Runkles?
Yeah. So when thinking about that story about the Dims and the Senator and the Jedi, Afgarunkles rang a bell. He was mentioned in that story.
Who'd that ring a bell for?
Oh.
Who remembered that story? You did not, right?
I didn't. So Mannis did.
Okay. Yeah, so Sul, he's thinking back on that news story that sort of got swept under the rug. Afgarunkles was involved in that incident.
Huh. So these Dims and Afgarunkles have a connection. And you and Afgarunkles have a connection. And your name and this murder have a connection.
Yep, we're following you so far. Continue.
So, if we find this Afgarunkles, we're gonna find the Dims.
So you had this conversation as you walked back through the hallways, up the lift, and out of the central processing station to your beige brick of a car. How do you think you could find Afgarunkles? I mean, the Senator and the clone, they couldn't find him.
As they're walking out, Mannis looks over sort of at Sul, but kind of past him, and just says, so, if I was a Gungan on the run, where would I go to hide? And then can I flip over one of these light side points and have Jax give me a hint?
Yeah, sure. I'll let you flip over one of those light side points and add a cultural district to our world.
Okay. What would the Gungans...
So we've got Gunga Town, we've got Little Onderon, we've got Dak Avenue, and Gand Alley.
Okay.
Any ideas for a new one?
Oh, Gungans like to name things pretty simple. Normally they're underwater. I don't want to say Undertown because that plays off the whole Mad Max movie.
There is also the Undercity, which is not a great place. He might hide there. I don't think anybody would look down there.
Let's go with that. Undercity.
Okay. So yeah, possibly the Undercity.
At that, Mannis looks at Sul. He's probably an Undercity.
Undercity, huh?
That's where I would go if I wanted to hide.
So can you just tell me, what is Undercity like?
So the Undercity is a couple dozen levels below where Mannis lives. It is a lot of abandoned places. You'll find, I don't know, a lot of cheap housing and a lot of people who don't have anywhere else to go down there. There are a lot of abandoned factories and abandoned plants, warehouses. You know, there used to be an old shipyard down there. a lot of these places have been repurposed and turned into places for people to live. Other groups like small artist communities have popped up here and there down there. They're trying to sort of reclaim the area.
Right.
It's basically Coruscant's version of Detroit.
Well, you know
Yes.
Undercity better than I do. If you think that that's a place that this guy could be, I'm ready to follow. I got your back.
That's where I would go if I didn't want to be found.
Let's follow that feeling. Let's go to the place where you would hide. You and this Gungan got a lot in common. It seems like you think like he does. I like a good hunch. Let's do this.
So you hop in the beige speeder and head down a few hundred levels to the Undercity. By the time you get there, it is past midnight, and a little bit of a fog is rolling in. Let's have Mannis roll a force die.
Ooh. Oh, one dark side.
All right, you've got a bad feeling about this. You two are driving along, and you're passing sort of dilapidated apartment buildings, and you pass an old meat processing plant with a little store out front. And you get a bad feeling as you pass an old water treatment plant. And you keep going until you find a small square of apartments with a little dead garden in front. And there's a little fountain. And I would like a perception from Mannis.
Okay. What's my difficulty?
It's going to be average, but with a setback because of the darkness.
Okay. So, one success and one advantage.
All right. So as you speed by this little square, Mannis notices a little blue orb hanging from the front of one of these buildings. That's a Gungan thing, right?
Yep.
They're really into those orbs. What would you like your advantage to be?
We approach from an angle that we can kind of stop the speeder in a nice little shadow, so we can't be seen all that easily.
Perfect. Yeah, you hide the speeder around the corner in a shadow, and you're gonna approach this building.
Yeah.
All right, who's gonna take the lead?
Won't be Mannis. He's not that brave.
Okay. All right. Sul takes the lead.
Saul takes his kind of overcoat off.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his sleeves rolled up, unholsters his heavy blaster pistol, and back to the wall. He kind of approaches this building, like back to the next door building's wall.
Okay. So since he is in the lead, I would like to have a follow-up perception check from Sul. And it's going to be the same difficulty, 2 average difficulty plus a setback because it's dark.
Okay. You got a failure and a threat.
Okay. Sul back to the wall, and Mannis slowly coming up behind approach the entrance to this building. Sul fails to notice the camera that is following his every movement. What is Sul's plan here? Are you going to knock on the door? You going to try and bust in?
I don't think that he knows what to expect yet, but knowing the Dims, he's expecting the worst. These are people you don't talk to. These are people that, run or fight and never reason with you. I'm kind of just making that up, but that's what I assume.
From that buried news report,
Yeah.
they're super into the dark side. They're super into knowing about the dark side. They're not that great about actually using or fighting or any of that sort of stuff. It's more, at least in that case, it's more intellectual than anything.
Okay. Then I would say his plan is just to break down the door and do some questioning.
All right, so you really want to break down the door? All right. As you're approaching, you see that it's a big metal door. It's been reinforced. It doesn't match the doors around it. It looks like whoever is behind this door wants people to stay out.
Well, there's some doors that you can't break down.
sure steel would hurt.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun.
So, it's a pretty strong door.
Yeah. I'm not breaking that down. Not gonna happen.
You could just be nice, or perhaps I could open it for you.
Why don't you try and open it?
Okay.
The difficulty will be Afka's computer skill, which is 2 purples and a red.
This is against skullduggery, right?
I thought you were doing computers. It does have a little terminal.
Oh, either one. I can do computers.
Up to you.
My skullduggery is one better.
Okay, go for it. And let's say I'm going to flip my dark side to make that the red.
Okay. Well, of course. This is why I GM, because my dice don't like me. So I have a failure and a despair. No threats, though.
Even though you failed, that door opens. But it wasn't you that opened it. The door slides open, and a ring of blue shoots out from it. And since Mannis is in front of it opening the door, you are hit by a stun bolt.
Okay.
5 stun damage.
So as soon as that hits, Mannis jumps behind Sul. Yeah, I think they were ready for us.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Coruscant Nights.
Thanks to Chris and Doug for playing on this episode. You can hear Chris on Redemption Podcast, and you can find Doug's art at dougceberhart.com.
Our music is by Mark Eberhardt and Nick Scourin. You can find Nick's music at pro-am.bandcamp.com.
You can find us on social media at Coruscant Night on Twitter, Coruscant Nights on Instagram, and you can email us at coruscantnightspod@gmail.com.
Love the show and want to show your support? Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or visit our Patreon.
Thanks to PVMNS for our most recent review on iTunes. PVMNS writes, "Phenomenal show. This podcast brings to life the hidden areas of the entire Star Wars universe, not just the epic tales that have been on the silver screen, but the everyday lives of residents on Coruscant. I like the idea of the solo campaigns and story arcs, as well as the 2 or 3 person parties. Well done with the storytelling. Thanks, PVMNS. Pivmans? Be sure to stop by our Patreon for bonus episodes and a whole lot more. Find us at patreon.com/Coruscant Nights. And don't forget to check out acadicon.com and mark your calendars for the start of their Kickstarter on March 21st.